Hello, during this presentation I will show you how to raise a sales invoice using our online bookkeeping software and how to email that invoice directly to your agency or customer. First of all, you just need to go to the Mackenzie's website where you will see a services tab. At the bottom of the services tab you will see an option for cash flow. If you click on that, it will take you to the login page where you just need to enter your username and password. These should have been emailed to you when you first became a client, but if you haven't received your email, give us a call. So we then just press login and complete the rest of the login procedure by entering details of your memorable word, which by default is set as Apple. Press login and you will now be taken to the online bookkeeping software, which should show your company name at the top of the page. We're going to talk about invoicing today, but before we start that, if we could just look in customers. So if you go to the menu on the left and click customers, you will see that we have already set up the agency that you told us you would be working for initially, and if you click on that you will see that we've already entered the address and also the contact details, including the email address where you will be emailing your sales invoices. So just check that the details that have been entered there are correct. If you're happy, if we click on Invoices, again on the left hand menu, and you'll be taken into the invoicing screen. Click Create an Invoice and an invoice template will come up. You'll see invoice number is 1 because this is the first invoice you've raised, but let's change that to something that makes it at least appear you've been in business a little bit longer. Let's select 501. Then when you go in to raise your next invoice, it will be 502 and so on. You will see that the agency that we entered is shown as your customer by default. That's because there's only one agency or customer that's been entered, but if you enter more, they will appear in a drop down list here and you just need to select them. Next thing to do is to set the invoice date, which for most of you will be a weekend date, a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on the agency that you're working for. So let's go for Sunday the 13th of July. You then need to enter the day you want to be paid, which again for most of you will be the following Friday. So in this case, let's select Friday the 18th of July. You see the address for the agency or customer has been entered automatically. So all we need to do now is add a bit of detail to the invoice. So go to Add Line Item and you will see the first line on the invoice appears. So most agencies will ask you to give details of hours worked and the end user client you worked for. So let's type in a few days work. So first day you did 10 hours and that was on Monday the 7th of July, and you worked for ABC Haulage Limited and the rate you agreed with your agency was £12. So click through there, add a line item, and we go into the next day. So again, the next day, the 8th of July, you went back to ABC Haulage and did another 10 hours at £12 per hour. Add another line. The following day you did 12 hours. This was the 9th of July and it was for Jack's Transport. Again at £12 an hour. We're only going to enter one more day because I'm sure you understand what needs to be done here. So again, 12 hours. This time it's on Sunday the 13th of July. You obviously had a few days off and you did the work for ABC Haulage. Again, £12 per hour. So just quickly check those details. So you've got the invoice date correct, date you want to be paid, the hours you've worked, the description of where you worked, the rate you're going to be paid, and it should give you a subtotal which agrees to what you expected. Now, if you chose to be registered for VAT, then we would have set the system up so that VAT is shown on the invoice, and your VAT number and everything that's required by the VAT legislation has already been put into the bookkeeping software. So in this example, this company is VAT registered, so VAT is shown, so you don't need to worry about that. When we come to do your VAT returns, we'll be able to calculate that for you, tell you how much VAT you need to pay over to HMRC. If you're not VAT registered, then there will be no reference to VAT on this page. This column will disappear and there will be no VAT total. So if you're happy with what's been entered, click Save in the top right hand corner. And you see you're presented with what your invoice is going to look like when we send it to the agency. Again, just give it a quick check. So date of the invoice, date it's payable, the hours worked, the description, the rate, and the total. Is it what you expect? So now all we need to do is print a copy for our records and email it to the agency. So these buttons are in the top right hand corner. Be careful of the one on the very extreme right, that's the delete button. We don't want to press that. We want to take first of all a printed copy for our records. So click the print icon and it will give you a PDF which you can now print using the print icon in the bottom right hand corner. Click that and it will take you into the available printers, which of course will depend on those that have been installed on your PC. So if you've got more than one, you may want to go in and change it to the one you want. Finally click print and that will print out, and you just need to close that page. Takes you back to the invoicing screen, and you can see the next icon along on the top right hand corner is the envelope which designates email. If we click that, it will take us into a draft email which will pre-populate with the address of the agency contact, probably someone in their accounts team. If you click the copy, blind copy, you can put your own name in here. So you receive a copy. You might want to add a message. And then if you're happy, you can see in the bottom left hand corner the invoice has been attached as a PDF, so that will go to the agency. You just need to click send and your invoice is on the way to the agency. So everything's done. Let's just go back to the invoice tab and you'll see the invoice you've just raised is sitting there in the history showing that it's been sent. You can see the open email icon there with the arrow saying that it's been sent to your agency. Next week, when you come in to create an invoice, you'll come into the Invoices tab. If you press Create, you'll see it now starts with invoice number 502, and you just repeat the same process. Obviously, you have to change the invoice date to the new week. So that's the invoicing routine. Hopefully, you agree it's quite straightforward. So happy invoicing. If you've got any questions, do give us a call at Mackenzie's. We're very happy to help you.